Hey there everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is time to go over the Fire Emblem Heroes Mythic banner prediction thing. Also, by the way, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, we're trying to hit 10K by the end of the month. And some of you have been absolute legends, and we're currently like over 9,000. I'm not trying to do like the way out referenced meme at this point, but we are over 9,000. So we're under 1,000, more importantly, away from 10K. But that means we need like a lot of subscribers every day until the end of the month to hit goal. So I don't think it's going to happen, but if you wouldn't mind subscribing, if you've been here before, if you're new, if you find the content helpful, subscribe and help the channel out. Would very much appreciate it. Also, I see you guys. I see you. I see this. Yeah. Breaks my heart. All right. So anyway, spiel over. Also, by the way, just real quick, I know I just said spiel was over. I've been hiding something from you. Long story short, there's a link in the description. If you haven't seen that particular video yet, if you know what I'm talking about, then you have seen the video and you understand. You should take a look. That's all I'm going to say about that. Anywho, let's see. So, Mythic banner. Mythic banner. There's a lot to cover. And by a lot, I mean a lot of predictable stuff this time, which I guess is kind of nice, right? We can all appreciate when IS kind of throws us a little slack, and we don't have to wrinkle our brains too much to figure out what we're probably going to be looking at for the month. So it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice, but it makes my job a little bit easier. I'm not gonna lie. So returning, we have a lot of locked picks, honestly. And if you've seen my hero tracker, then you know that this is nothing new to you. We've got Seliph, we have Sigurd, we have Regan. Red is completely locked. All right, Dunzo, it's locked. Blue, we have Dimitri and Saros coming back. Pretty big color right there. Green is very open, which is also a little mildly suspicious. And then we have, I'm sorry, Yoon. Yoon is in green. And then we have Mila and Air coming back in colorless. So there are a couple open availabilities. Obviously, like I said, red is locked. We don't have any new heroes coming in that color. But there are a couple that we can look at in the upcoming pool, we'll call it. And that is what this is here. So we're kind of in that stage, right, where we're looking at March, we're looking at April, we're looking at May, new hero banners. We're coming off a bit of a lull. All right. So if you're familiar, we had the midpoint new heroes banner in June that kind of started at the beginning, and then we had bikini banners, for lack of better descriptors, happening late June and early July, and that brings us up to the midpoint now of July, where we're probably about to go into a new heroes banner that is likely going to be Fates. That's just my prediction. I put a predictor out on the channel yesterday, and a lot of you seemed to agree with that sentiment. So there will be a new heroes banner coming up in like a couple days from now. But that has nothing to do with the upcoming, because obviously it's not going to be on the legendary mythic banner this month, right? So we're still looking at stuff from spring, basically. The summer banners haven't hit yet, or at least late spring banners anyway. Not so much early summer, but so that includes basically the Blazing Blade banner that had Pent, Louise, that whole gang. That includes the still kind of wrapping up the Three Houses banner that had Marianne, Ingrid, Dedu, that group, which we've already had to do. I think he was on the last one or the one before. And then we also have the Fallen banner, right? That one from May. Y'all are very familiar with that. That's going to have the Morgans. That's going to have the Dimitris and the Edelgards on it. And then really, I would have put him on here, but there's just no gosh darn room left in blue anymore. Zeke should be on here. He'd be just to the right of Dimitri down there. but he's not because there's no room. And I'll explain the asterisks as well in just a moment. But Pala and Zeke are basically the only ones coming back from that midpoint banner. Note shared a color with Zeke, and then of course we had Luthier, who was in green but the 4-star, so he's not coming back. So green is looking a little bit mild. The only, I guess, solace we can take from that is the next, I think, 3 legendary mythic banners all have 2 pre-filled spots for green already. So we will likely see a green Mythic Hero this month, next month, no, not next month, this month, 2 months from now. Sometime within the next 4 months is likely going to be a green Mythic and or Legendary Hero of some kind. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Blue, however, has been oversaturated for like a long time. And so that's why I put asterisks on both Farina and Marianne, because Marianne was on the Tempest Trials banner, as you recall from the 3 Houses Summer banner from June. And then Farina was on the Voting Gauntlet banner that took place with the Pegasus Knights, basically. The same Voting Gauntlet that let us know that, we'd have Aranis and Anon show up for last month's Legendary banner, right? So I don't anticipate them being on. I think they might show up at some point, but I don't anticipate them being on anytime soon. So that's kind of, they have that little, that that little mark keeping them from really being considered. They're probably not going to be on this banner. All right, just ripping that band-aid off quickly. So if you missed them, I'm sorry, but there's no turning back time, unfortunately. You'll have to wait for their respective potential banner reruns, I guess. Well, yeah, let's be real. There's no way that the 3 Houses banner is not getting rerun. Much to my dismay for missing out on the Radiant Dawn, Path of Radiance, the Shinon banner, as well as the Blazing Blade banner with Pent. Those 2 are likely not going to be favored when going up against the Fallen banner, which is always like one of the most popular banners every year, and then a 3 Houses banner. It's just not going to happen. So anywho, all that is to say, lead into this. Red, like I said, locked. If it's not a blue unit, which probably is, for the Mythic this month, then it's likely going to be Ingrid. I don't see why it wouldn't be Ingrid. And then colorless, again, if it's not a Mythic colorless, pretty hard locked, I think, with Louise. Pent is showing up no matter what. All right, Pent is here. Your boy is here. And then also maybe Morgan. Maybe. This is about the time every year with the July Mythic Legendary banner where we start to see fallen heroes from that year's banner start to appear on these. So it wouldn't be weird, okay, if we had Fallen Morgan show up. And I know it probably feels like pretty recent, right? And it was. It was only, 8-10 weeks ago that they got their debut. So it is relatively soon to have them back. But like I said, they're kind of running out of greens. But next month, the month after, the month after that, those should all be pretty well secured in terms of limited options for adding on green units. This is also kind of going to start to be the time where the previous year's Choose Your Legends, so this would be Choose Your Legends 4 that we're talking about, the Brave Houses Choose Your Legends group, they are likely going to start showing up on these as well. Of course, we do have the new Choose Your Legends coming up in August, so they do that. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Brave Edelgard pop in to probably not this one, but maybe August or September. You might see her show up, so just be aware of that. And I think she probably will be the first one to show up just because of how desperate they kind of are to fill the void of green. So keep that in mind too. Over the next 3 months, probably you're going to start to see Choose Your Legends 4 units start to trickle into these banners as well. But that's pretty much what we're looking at in terms of 5 stars coming in. Let's maybe take a look at some legendary mythic picks, as if we even need to at this point. Freyr. He's blue. Shocking, I know. Freyr, pretty strong pick. I'll be honest. He's a pretty strong pick. He's not going to be, guys. It's not. Just stop. Stop guessing Freyr, please. Stop guessing Freyr. It's probably not Freyr. Okay, but it could be Freyr. The Mythic Hero is likely to be blue. Okay, I'll put that out there now. It's likely to be blue. Blue is a very strong color with Dimitri and Saros. It's probably blue. Okay, I don't really see. Red is the second strongest option on this banner, and it's locked. Right, Yoon, who is pretty dated and was kind of lackluster when she debuted in the first place. I don't see them pairing a new hero with that to get people to pull. And while Mila is pretty darn solid, Air is free and also pretty dated. So I don't see, like, if they made the Mythic green or colorless, they'd basically just be trying to rob you. That's you're basically trying to split a 1 in 3 of not getting something that is not really that beneficial to your account at this point. Unless, of course, you have Mila. Mila's still pretty solid. But, I think blue is likely the big get here, much to my dismay, as someone with both a legendary Dimitri at +10 and a mythic Saros at +10. For reasons I don't want to talk about again, yeah, it's probably blue. And Freyr is technically blue. He debuted as blue. He didn't have a weapon, so I'm not really sure what they're going to do with that. But we did just get a Summer Freyr. So honestly, that kind of debunks it, to be honest with you. I don't think they would give you double Freyr in the same, like, literally 2 weeks apart. I don't think they're going to do that. I just don't. I do not think that's going to. I think Freyr's summer banner is still going to be happening when this mythic banner comes out. So I don't see it being Freyr. But I put him on here just to appease all of the Freyr stands. Okay? Please subscribe. Oter. So the next 2 picks kind of go in tandem, so I'll just leave them here. Fafnir is also here, in case you didn't know, but it's not going to be him. I just put him up here for funsies. Probably. Yeah, so we saw from the book midpoint trailer thing, right? Alphonse was kind of 1v1ing Oter. Reagan put her sword directly through the skull of what we are assuming is a transformed Fafnir. So things aren't looking good for the boys. Let's just be honest. And typically when these lesser than main villains of the books, they typically show up in mythic and legendary banners not too far after. So I think with either of them being a possible blue or green, with those 2 possible colors filling, again, there's maybe a likeliness, okay? I think there's also a chance that in the story, Fafnir dies, Oter has a change of heart, comes and joins our side, right? I feel like that's maybe how he shows up. Is it going to be him this month? I don't know. Fafnir, I don't know. Would they legitimately hit us immediately with Note and then follow up with one of these 2? Probably not. But there's a chance. Fair? There's a chance. So I guess the takeaway is, could it be them? Sure. Is it going to be them? Probably not. But I put them here anyway, because this is a special themed Mythic Banner prediction video. Because it's all OCs, and I'm sure you're all very thrilled about that. Oh, man. Yeah. The addition of the Tempest Trials boss, Nifl. Interesting, right? It's kind of like IS is going out of their way to invent more OC mythics just to take away from main series title mythic candidates. Weird. But hey, you know, I guess maybe that's just the game that we're playing these days. Nifl is blue. Much like our boy Freyr here. And you know, while it's just kind of a sidestep, right, to the Tempest Trials, they made a really big deal about this Tempest Trials, okay? They put out a song that Fjorm sang. Shout out to Christina V. Additionally, they did a little claymation type of thing, like those old-timey Christmas movies, right? You know what I'm talking about? They did that as like an act refresher for book 2. I do not think they would put in that much effort to introduce the concept of a Tempest Trials thing, and then not just top it all off with a brand new mythic who just so happens to be the boss of this particular Tempest Trials and very important, probably, to the story, because this Nifl is basically the god of Nifl, right? We know that, and she kind of like imbues Fjorm's spear or lance, and then that's how they are eventually able to defeat Surtur and blah, right? So Nifl, pretty important. I don't think they would do a callback like this in this kind of extravagant manner, and then just completely ignore the fact that she fits for the pool pretty darn well this month. Seems like weird timing to have a summer banner and then just randomly throw back to book 2, right? That seems a little too convenient for me. So my pick is actually Nifl. I am almost confident that it's going to be Nifl. So I guess if you don't think it's Nifl, I'm sorry that you're wrong, is my answer to you. But yeah, it's probably Nifl. It's too coincidental. It's all too coincidental, and we know that there's no such thing as a coincidence, right? So yeah, it's probably Nifl. And I assume that there's going to be some kind of counterpart, right? Because we've seen that this Tempest Trials is a part 1, and with Ice and Flame being in the title, I'm assuming there's some sort of Muspellian counterpart in part 2. That we'll see sometime in the near future. And maybe the God of Muspel will show up, and then that will be a mythic at some point. So yeah, I'm pretty confident that the Muspel mythic, if and when that ever happens, probably going to be green. Probably going to take up a spot in the next 3 months. That's what I was alluding to earlier. So that is pretty much the banner. Those are my thoughts. Those are my predictions. Those are, take it or leave it, better or worse, what I think we're probably going to be seeing happening. So I guess case in point, green's a little dicey. Blue is very strong. Red's pretty okay. Colorless, you can probably afford to skip. So there you go. Those are my thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Come on back more. We got Fire Emblem Heroes. We got Genshin Impact streams every Monday. There's good stuff happening over here. So come join and enjoy it. But that is all I have for you right now. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And until then, I will catch you next time.